our potential.
We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms here for this afternoon with a blend of clouds and sunshine developing a high in the mid-80s. Tonight, partly cloudy skies develop a low near 56. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Currently, it's 64. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms.
Good afternoon. They were clearing a wreck a few minutes ago on 24 westbound in the area of Harding Place. They had traffic extra slow coming in from Rutherford County, or should I say Antioch. Traffic going eastbound is already heavy towards Rutherford County. It's been a struggle out here on the west side. It's still running slow, as a matter of fact, on 40 westbound. Again, out there in Bellevue where we had a crash. Still moving right now, I-40 through, let's say, Wilson County, but tons of radar. Hey, it's time to call Crest Pest Control. They do more than just pest control. Check them out online this weekend at crestpestcontrol.net. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
The Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and online at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday morning edition of the Roundtable with your host, Wayne Blair, myself, Rick Hall. We come to you every Tuesday morning here on WGNS in Murfreesboro, and we try to focus on North Rutherford County and issues and things that are going on around the north end of our county. But hope everybody's doing okay today and enjoying this sunny weather. We've had 2 good nights now of pretty bad weather. I'm sleepy again this morning. I've got a dog that has anxiety with storms, and I've used towels and wraps and everything to try to get him to calm down, and what's best is if he just lays on top of Daddy. So I let him lay on top of him, and we'll get through the night. He weighs about 60 pounds. That's the only problem. But good morning, Wayne. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Brother Rick. I'm good. I one time had a number of pets, dogs and cats, but I am animalist now, right? And I've had animals get upset with the storms too, and there's just no way to get them calmed down once they get upset.
Now, if I know they're coming, I'll turn the TV on, and it seems like he doesn't hear it as easily. But last night they were pretty rumbling coming in, so of course the TVs were off, and he jumped up in bed with me, and I said, "Oh, we're in trouble now." And I let my wife sleep because she's got to get up so early in the morning, so I just go in the den and we hang out. You're
a heck of a nice guy, boy. I tell you, it was just looking at the WGNS email that I get every morning. It was a busy weekend for law enforcement and emergency services personnel. And
yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I want to say our condolences for Wayne and I both, is for Detective Jake Bowe with Rutherford County with unfortunate passing. He Sunday morning in a motorcycle accident, but it's a shame. He was a rising star within the sheriff's office with all the accolades and Officer of the Years and things he got. He was a good dude.
These law enforcement professionals, they put themselves in harm's way in an instant, and we're just so blessed to have all the first responders.
You're exactly right. Hey, I want to give one more shout out if you don't mind.
Please.
And that's my daughter. Hopefully she stayed awake enough to listen to me this morning.
Congratulations to her.
She's one of 6 Smyrna High seniors that were dual enrolled through Bethel University in McKenzie, Tennessee, and they completed the program and graduated. They got to walk the stage a week before they get their high school diploma with their associate's degree through Bethel. But it was an awesome weekend, and Bethel was extremely awesome. Craig Dunn, the provost of that program that's over it, was amazing. He set up a banquet so everybody got to eat and take pictures, and they did it right for our kids. So really super happy.
To walk across a college stage before the high school stage is just so very impressive. I know when I walked at MTSU, I don't think my feet ever touched the ground. I just floated over there to Dr. McPhee. It's the coolest experience.
It was. Well, that's the first time I've been to that campus, I think. I remember talking to him back when I was in high school about playing baseball there, but it's a nice little cool campus. I don't know how I would have done in that small of a town, but
Yeah.
Nice campus anyway.
Congratulations to her, and I
Thank
know
you.
you're just so awfully proud.
Well, I am very proud. But Landry, you can go back to sleep now. I appreciate you listening to us this morning.
Congratulations, young lady.
That's right.
Hey, would like to do another public service announcement. Councilman Jerry Short with the town of Smyrna asked me to announce the Smyrna High School class of 73. They're planning their 50th reunion. I'm on the collegiate thing. 50th reunion. It will be held on September the 16th at the Smyrna Assembly Hall at 6 p.m. And anyone that has any questions can contact Councilman Short at 615-584-4167. 584-4167. Maybe you'll remind me to make that announcement before we go off the air.
We'll do it.
Brother Rick. We have another great guest today. What I find so really cool for our guest is he has a great family. His spouse is a teacher. Two young boys, great parents, and great in-laws. So you're working for the town. You're pretty fortunate young man, Mr. Smith, and we're glad to have you.
I appreciate having me.
Marty Smith, the Recreation and Program Supervisor for the Town of Smyrna Department of Recreation, and we're happy to have you this morning. So
happy to be here. I appreciate the kind words. You're a lot to live up to and work up to and talk to this morning. So appreciate you laying it.
Well, we wanted to do a big build-up. Following that Landry was probably tough.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I think we're guaranteed we got about 10 listeners. So one just went back to bed, but everybody else is still up.
There we
hopefully.
go.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about your before you get into all the goings on with the activities with the town of Smyrna as far as the recreation department, and there's a bunch. I mean, y'all are really blowing and going, but talk about your family. I mean, because your mom and dad are just amazing, and your in-laws, Regina and Bobby Medland, you're blessed in that aspect as well.
Very much so. I appreciate you saying that and giving me the opportunity to talk about them. My mom and dad are just, I'd like to say they've done a great job. They've instilled a lot of great qualities in me. I learn every day and try to work every day to be a little bit better than I was yesterday, but they certainly instilled those qualities in me. And, you mentioned Bobby and Regina, and they've done nothing more but compound on that, and they help instill some of those things in me today as well. Both big community members themselves, so all they do is help me every day. They bring something to the table for me, and I just try to pick it up and run with it a lot of the time. So I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. Talk about how your journey from elementary school to high school to
Sure.
what you're doing now.
Well, I'm born and raised pretty much in Smyrna. We moved away a few times, but always came back home. After high school, I graduated from Smyrna High School, of course, in 2007. I moved away for a little bit on 2 different stints for jobs down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Clearwater, Florida. When I tell people Clearwater, they always ask me, "What in the world are you doing back in Smyrna?" But I say, man, there's something to be said for there's no place like home, and
Amen.
Smyrna is home to me. It always will be, hopefully. But bringing me back home is something unique for a lot of people. They don't get to work in their hometown, especially Smyrna, Middle Tennessee. Now you hear about so many transplant people in our community, but I am so lucky and blessed to be able to work for the town that I grew up in. It brings a whole other passion level when you get to work for the town that you grew up in and see some of the people you went to elementary school with. I'd say elementary school. I went to Cedar Grove Elementary School.
Right.
That's one of very many elementary schools that we have in Smyrna anymore, but I went to Smyrna Elementary and then Cedar Grove and Smyrna Elementary or Smyrna Middle, and just kind of grew from there. But this town is rapidly growing. It's not going to slow down for anybody, I don't think, but I'm just happy to be a part of it.
You work for a pretty good guy too.
I do. Most days I'll tell you that. Mike Moss, yeah, he's a good one. But yeah, we're like you said, we are very busy this time of year, and I know he would have liked to have been here, but he's a work first guy, so I know he's hard at it this morning and couldn't be here, of course. But he's rocking and rolling. But
we're grateful to have you.
I appreciate it.
This is your second time with Rick and I.
It is.
Yep.
Happy to be here.
So I had somebody call me the other day, and I told them I'd ask today. I looked it up online. I really couldn't find out. So with the pavilions that several of the parks have got, what's the process of trying to order one of them? Are you able to go online, or do you need to call,
actually,
or what's the process?
Yeah, that's a good question. We have an online system now that you can go and create an account online through townofsmyrna.org. Our system is called Community Pass. Once you create an account, you can go in, log in, and you can pretty much see any of our facilities in town, not just pavilions, but our buildings. That Assembly Hall building, you can rent that. The depot, the train depot down on Front Street in Smyrna, that's able to be rented as well. You can do all that online. Townofsmyrna.org, and then you make yourself an account, and then you can see everything yourself on how to rent that, when you want to rent it. They do book up quick, so you'll have to plan ahead, of course, but you can do that all online, or you can call into the parks office, which is 615-459-9773. We got some lovely ladies up there that'll be happy to help those folks out.
That's awesome. So with the rain that we've had the last few days, how do you guys handle that?
Well, rain is we pretty much always talk about being able to plan our event calendar around rain. You can bet that if you have an outdoor event that day, it's kind of like washing your car.
Yeah.
It's going to rain. But, we handle that as best we can. As far as if someone has a shelter rented, you can always get a credit if they're not able to fulfill their, what they're wanting to do. A lot of the time that we're able to work with them with a credit. But a lot of the time, people, when you plan an event like that, they hold to it. Everybody's got a busy schedule, it seems like these days. So if they rent it, they pretty much fight through it and work through that with it. So,
how many pavilions are there in the sorry, buddy?
No,
in facilities that are able to be rented to the public?
You would come at me with a numbers question. And
I wish I could. Sorry, brother.
No, we have a lot. Lee Victory Recreation Park, there's 4 different pavilions at that park that you can rent. I know that's probably our most popular park. That's the one everybody knows. Growing up, I called it the Rec Park.
Well, there's a Rotary Pavilion.
There is a Rotary Pavilion. That we know that is Shelter 3. We call it Shelter 3.
Okay.
We just kind of count them in order. But that's the Lions Club. I'm sorry. Rotary is Shelter 1. But those are all able to be rented at Lee Victory. Of course, there's Hilltop Rosenwald Park that has a shelter there, as well as a building there that can be rented. You got the latest park, West Fork, out off Florence Road. That area has a pavilion that can be rented. So, there you got 6 already. Where else? Sharp Springs, you have 4 different pavilions you can rent out there as well. Call it 5 now. We have a pavilion on the Jefferson Pike side, which you have a ton of construction going on on that end of the park. But there's a really, really nice shelter there next to a pond, and then we got a new playground for some of the younger kids out there at that park. So 5 different pavilions out there now at Sharp Springs that you could rent. And
there's one next to the library. Is that under your purview as
Old
well?
Rock School Park. Yep, there's a new playground out there as well that can be rented.
What a nice playground, too.
It is. We're real proud of that one. Got that a couple years ago, and it has been very popular for that area for people to go down and utilize.
Is it Pioneer Drive? Is there a small park? Is that a community? Is that a subdivision?
We call that a neighborhood park is what we call it. But Pioneer Park just got some renovations actually not long ago. Got a new playground there as well as a walking track for people to utilize and exercise. There's basketball courts there, shelter there, as well as restroom facility. But that's often a forgotten park in that neighborhood. But it's very nice. It's gotten a big facelift, so we're proud of that one too.
If I saw correctly, it looked like the restrooms were going in at the all-inclusive playground.
Yes, sir.
Next to the memorial.
Yeah. We that has been I want to say a long time coming. It hasn't been very long that playground has been there, but it's so busy that we need that facility there. But we're real happy to see the progress on that building and look forward to it opening soon.
Well, and Rick and I are proud of the partnership between the Smyrna Rotary Club and the town to not only with Christy Houston to get the playground, but also to get the restrooms that are going to have adult changing tables as well. So that's a huge
big thing. It is a big thing, and you said it best. Our partnerships with our town, I don't think we could get much done without them. Everybody knows the cost of building anything today has gone through the roof, but without those partnerships, we just wouldn't be able to get half of the things done that we do. So that was a good point.
Numbers wise, what are y'all seeing? Like you said, it is really busy. My office is right there, and I pass by the Lee Victory Park almost daily, and the number of people walking and things. What do y'all think you get average a day now in our parks?
Hundreds. That park, Lee Victory Recreation Park, probably is in the thousands daily, depending on what's going on. If it's a nice day like today, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. If it's not the Greenway, if it's not the Coos Memorial, if it's not our ball fields, shelters, that park is so heavily used, along with a lot of our parks. But that one is just jam packed all day long with the inclusive playground. The Freedom Playground, as we call it, but that park is just blowing numbers out of the window that I could come up with. But we do keep up with that. I just don't have that number off the top of my head, but I would say that one probably gets into the thousands daily.
The walking path around the library. I don't know that I ever drive by an
old neighborhood. Mamaw, as I call her, she lived that right there for many years. That is my grandmother-in-law. So I know that area is near and dear to a lot of people. Sure. But that is a very nice area that you say is forgotten, but it's just the old part of town. But it is very heavily used also, just for exercise.
Yeah, I grew up over there as well, and I lived there in my parents' old house when we were building our place, and I loved it. I was like I was back home, and we had we could walk right from our house up to the playground area over there with my daughter. She was very young at the time, and it was just so nice.
It's a cool part of town. It really is.
I have something that y'all don't have is memories of seeing the high school play on the old football field that was there next to the old rock school. Had a cousin that played offensive line back in the early 60s and got to go to some games, and that was a neat experience. That's just right out of a Orwell picture paint magazine.
Our youth league used to play there for a little bit too.
Well, that's true.
That was my memories, play there. Because I live close and ride my bike there, and I got there for the first game, and I stayed all day till the last game,
And I think Mr. McWilliams, who was my principal at Smyrna High School, I think he would be pleased that park is named after him. So he was a great man, war hero, just teacher, administrator, just a great man.
Well, he has a cool park named after him.
That's he does.
Neat.
So what's a day look like for you? What do you usually are you the problem solver, or what do you
I would not call me a problem solver by any means.
Problem creator.
Sometimes I don't have a choice but to be a problem solver. But each day is different. I talk about getting the job that I have, and my goal growing up was to never get a job that I dreaded going to. I don't want my feet to hit the floor and say, man, I do not want to go to work today. That never happens for me. I'm so thankful for that. But each day is different. You never know what's coming your way, especially as spring gets through. Now we're into summer. You can tell with the weather we have outside, but I'm not complaining. But pool season right around the corner. A ball season, is in full go. Tournaments. It's busy, but each day is different. Right now, the big thing is getting our pool going, getting it cleaned up, getting it ready for the public. You talk about numbers for parks. That pool's no different. That pool is heavily used, and we're ready to get it rocking and rolling for our guests that'll be there soon. So that's kind of a big thing going on for us right now, as well as with all our ball leagues playing. That's a big thing too. Lots
recruiting
of calls.
Lifeguards, is that still problematic?
That's a very good question. This year we have been lucky. I'll say lucky. We've had quite the plethora of applications come through for lifeguards this year. In years past, the last few years, not only in our town but statewide, nationwide, I know that it's been an obstacle for departments to find lifeguards. A very, very important job. When you don't think of it as an important job when you're just a everyday working citizen. But when you visit that pool and you see that your loved ones and your little ones and how much they like to use that pool, you want to know that they're safe.
Sure.
And we have a very good group of lifeguards coming in this year. I think we had over 40 applications. We fill 27 lifeguard spots. I think we had over 40 applications.
So what's the qualification to be a lifeguard or a certified lifeguard?
Not me. I can tell you that. I can swim, but I don't know that I'm
Swim
capable
like a rock,
of. Yeah, I can hold myself afloat, but I don't know if I can hold somebody else up. But that's a good question. We certify our lifeguards in-house, actually.
Oh, wow.
Kirsten, who is our aquatics coordinator, coordinates that class, and she helps certify them in-house. So we're lucky enough to be able to do that, that she's able to teach them. But simply having the ability to swim is a good start. And we have in the past have folks that want to be a lifeguard that can't swim, and I said, well, that's kind of a prerequisite. You got to be able to hold yourself up, hold your head out of water. We don't want us saving you as you're trying to save anybody else. So, but no, we have a lot of young first-time job people that come in and get that job, 16, 17, 18-year-olds get their first job with us, and that's also a cool thing. But just having the ability to swim at a high level is always a good start.
Well, and Smyrna and Laverne both have pools at their high schools, so hopefully that is helpful.
That is a big help. The swim coaches at both schools are often our biggest recruiters in getting us applicants, so that's a very good point by you as well.
Yeah. So y'all had Kids Safety Day, or is this past weekend? So
Kids Safety Day.
But seems like that was well attended.
Yeah. I was up at flag football, of course, but it was down at the Smyrna Event Center, and everybody was scared of the weather we were supposed to have this weekend, and I think the weatherman missed. Because it was gorgeous.
2 weeks in a row they did that.
It was gorgeous.
And we still believe them. That just kills me.
But it was very well attended. We had a lot of staff, a lot of volunteers, of course Stonecrest Hospital partners with our department on that, as well as our fire department, our police department, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office. They're all a big, huge part of that event, and it's actually become quite the cool event for our community, and it's you can tell by how it's attended that is receptive of what our community thinks of that event, and pretty much any event that we do now, I feel like our community's ripe for it, and they want it, so we're happy to provide that to them.
Yep. You listen to Smyrna Parks and Rec, Marty Smith. He's the program supervisor for Smyrna Park System, and you got laying in front of you a calendar of events for 2023.
Yes, sir.
And it's fairly large. Okay, it is large.
It's colorful,
the stuff
too.
that goes on. So can they go to the townofsmyrna.org website and also click on y'all's link and see a lot of these events coming up?
We have a town calendar on there that has that. If you're a Facebook person, I know a lot of people are queue on Facebook. You can follow our parks page on there, and we do a great job of putting things out so that you know what's coming up, what's around the corner. Just be ready, because there's something coming up around the corner every day, it seems like. But our calendar's full. I tell people our calendar's full, and yet we still add to it. And but we're happy to do that. It's job security for me.
Talk to us a little bit about, because I was by there yesterday, and y'all got the trailer sitting out front with a sign on it with a bunch of canoes. I think y'all were doing some kind of program. That's
part of it. Paddle Adventures, our Smyrna Outdoor Adventure Center is big on that. Of course, with Percy Priest Lake in our backyard, we really wanted to bring that to our community. Some people don't have the ability to buy boats, or you might not be ready to sink that money into buying a canoe or a kayak or paddleboard for that matter. So we wanted to have the opportunity to get a fleet of boats and provide that to the community, and have the ability for them to rent and then truck them down the road to Percy Priest. You got a number of different locations you can put in over there, but we wanted to be big.
I'll take them out there for them and then pick them back up, or how's that work?
They do both. Typically, the Paddle Adventures, they rent them at the Outdoor Center, which is also at the Smyrna Event Center right next door there. They'll rent them there, and you can take them. And they also do programs with the community, too, where they'll take the boats out, meet them out there at a boat launch, and they'll launch them for them. So they do a little bit of both.
What's the average cost of
so they rent the single kayaks for $60 for a weekend. A daily rate for those are $35. Then you got the tandem for $45. Fishing kayaks are also $45 a day, and then you can rent them on the weekend for $75.
That's amazing. Again, you're listening to Marty Smith. He's the program supervisor with the Smyrna Parks and Rec in Smyrna. We're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back with you in just a minute.
Guys, there's a lot of people talking about testosterone, but do your homework and be sure to go to a provider you can trust. I recommend Low T Center. It's where I get my levels checked. Low T Center exclusively specializes in men's wellness. They check all your levels, not just your testosterone, and they determine the cause of any symptom you are having and whether you're a candidate for low T or something else like low thyroid or sleep apnea. Typically, their annual health assessment is completely covered by health insurance, and they check everything, including PSA, which is your prostate levels, and they check your thyroid, liver, and kidney function, cholesterol, glucose levels, and more. Low T Center has affordable and convenient options for treatment, including monitored self-inject treatment that ships directly to you each month. So no need to come to the center each week. Make your health a priority this new year and schedule your annual health assessment at Low T Center today. Covered by most health insurance or less than $100 cash pay. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
When it comes to your home, memories and sentimental value are priceless. Farrah Construction can remodel your home or can update your kitchen, bath, or other rooms. I'm Ron Hall. If you can dream it, Farrah Construction can turn it into reality. Call Farrah Construction at 615-893-6120. That's Farrah Construction. I'm Ron Hall. Shop local. Let our family business help you. Farrah Construction Company.
It's Good Neighbor Events. Brought to you by AmeriCare Pest Control, Cardinal Realty Solutions, and the law offices of John Day.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the law offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the law offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
May is National Stroke Month. WGNS encourages you to learn the warning signs of a stroke with the acronym FAST. F is the face is drooping. A is arms weakness. S is speech difficulty. And T, time to call 911. Remember, FAST can save your life if you're having a stroke. Big weekend ahead. The 9th annual Borough Barbecue is over at Oakland's Mansion this weekend. Don't miss it. It's a Kansas City barbecue sanctioned event, and that includes the Dr. George Smith Barbecue Brawl. The 9th annual Borough Barbecue Festival at Oakland's Mansion this weekend. The Red Cross is still critically low on blood, so please give the gift of life at the Red Cross. Here in Murfreesboro, the Red Cross is at 501 Memorial Boulevard. Phone 1-800-RED-CROSS and make an appointment to give blood for a time that fits your schedule. Don't miss the Master Gardener's Plant Swap this Saturday from 9 to 11 over at the Lane Agri Park. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Good neighbor weather. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms here for this afternoon with a blend of clouds and sunshine developing a high in the mid-80s. Tonight, partly cloudy skies develop a low near 56. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Currently, it's 66.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE's Plugged In podcast focuses on the world of electric vehicles. Stay up to date on the EV world, hear interviews with experts, and more. Listen on your favorite podcast platform or visit mte.com/pluggedin.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
And welcome back to the second segment of the WGNS Roundtable with your host, Rick Hall and Wayne Blair. And this morning, our guest is Marty Smith. He is the Recreation Program Supervisor for the town of Smyrna. And you've got a pretty colorful, glossy fold-out out there in front of you that Rick's already alluded to. So do you want to continue to share about upcoming events?
Yeah, so May kind of kicks off summer for us. I know it doesn't feel like summer to some people, but May's kind of the beginning of summer for us, which is hot and heavy into event season. And something new that we're bringing back this year that we're really excited about, Live on the Lawn. We're going to have a few concert dates down at the Smyrna Event Center again. That'll be May 19th is our first one coming up. That's next Friday night. Down at the event center from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. We'll have our live band. It's free to come in, of course.
Where are you going to set that up at?
It'll be right out front of the event center. If you've seen the event center before, right in front of the white columns there.
Yeah.
We'll have a stage and some lighting and
that's awesome.
A concert playing. Down River Collective is who's playing for us next Friday. We're excited about having them, and we'll have food trucks and tables and all kinds of stuff set up, some kids stuff. So we're excited to have that back. So May 19th will be our first Live on the Lawn series, and then we'll have two more dates, one in June on June 9th, and then we'll have one more in August on August 18th for two different concerts dates to wrap up our summer months for that one. And then in between, of course, you have Independence Day celebration, which is up at Lee Victory Recreation Park again on July 1st this year. That's a Saturday. We've been having it on, it seems like we usually have it on a Friday night before the 4th, but this year with the way the calendar fell, it just didn't feel right to have Independence Day on June 30th, so we weren't going to do that. And we're excited to have it again on a Saturday. I think anytime you can have that celebration on a Saturday really lets the community come out and enjoy that day, so we're excited about that.
You have some additional parking in the back of the event center with the swimming pool area, don't you? So, I mean, I know you have a lot of parking out front, but I guess there's some overflow.
Yeah, around back at our pool, which of course, come Memorial Day weekend, you might not find any spots out there either. We say the overflow parking tends to be the main parking out front at that point because that pool's so busy. Yeah. But yeah, both lots are able to be utilized for that event with the food trucks and everything that we'll have out there.
So I guess you can bring your own lawn chairs or coolers allowed and things like that.
Yeah.
How's that work?
Yeah, no restrictions, of course, on if you want to bring your own picnic, dinner, by all means, bring it. Bring you a blanket, bring you a lawn chair, listen to some music. Of course, there'll be food on site, but if you want to bring your pizza or a bucket of chicken or whatever it is you want to bring, feel free to do that and enjoy the music with us. But it's really just to give our community something else, basically for free that you can come out and enjoy.
Yeah. Did I miss the time? How long?
It's 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
No, okay. I'm sorry. Must have been distracted there for a second.
That's okay. That's okay.
I was already thinking about where I was going to take to go. So. And the farmers market, so that's opening up.
So the same weekend, May 20th, will be the first weekend of farmers market, and of course they'll run every Saturday. They're out there from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. or on Saturdays down there at the Front Street Depot. They have all kinds of cool stuff going on there with vendors, all of your produce, meats, all kinds of stuff. So if you haven't been to that farmer's market, you definitely need to stop by and visit that on a Saturday morning.
So if you want to be a vendor, do they go through you guys for that, or who?
They do not. We partner. You talk about partnerships, Wayne. It's another one of those partnerships, and I'm thankful for it because it might be me down there on Saturday mornings at the farmer's market if we didn't have that. So I'm drawing a blank on her name right now, but we have a young lady that coordinates that for us through Carpe Artista.
Yep.
And she runs that for us and coordinates the vendors, but I'll have to try and get that contact out somehow. But if you contact our parks office, I'll be able to get it to you better, 615-459-9773, and be able to get that information to you. But that's right around the corner, and they'll be there every Saturday for the rest of the summer.
You know what's neat is when I was in high school, which pretty long time ago now, that parking lot that runs parallel with the railroad track had a big dip in it, and it would flood, and you could bottom out with a low vehicle or a lower vehicle, and to see what all happens now along Front Street and how that parking lot's utilized for events, it's just pretty cool to have grown up and have seen it the way it was and how cool it is now. So
yeah, and I've seen that in my tenure of the Parks Department, that area has really just metamorphosized into something. And that was in a tribute to our council and our mayor and town manager, and that was a big, a valiant effort on their part to make that area nicer, more inviting, and
useful.
Certainly accomplished.
Actually.
And we have many events down there. Barbecue Fest, which is also in August, is down there. Simply Smyrna, which is coming up first weekend in June on Saturday, is down there, and then you got Depot Days in September. It's down there, and that area. With the depot and the depot canopy that was put on the end of it, that makes it more useful. It's something. And that area is just, it's really taken off.
Thank goodness for all the churches are nearby, because you'd have no parking.
For these
events.
Partnerships, man. That's another one of those partnerships there.
So with the Front Street District, since we're talking about it now, and we finally got the Lowry Street projects pretty much done, and the Zama Park that y'all got going through there. Have y'all got anything more planned for the downtown area through parks that y'all are going to be doing, or?
Not in the near future. As far as parks goes, down there, parking is a big one on our radar. So anywhere that we can find some additional parking is big on our radar right now. For those events, we need more safe parking, of course. A lot of the parking, because that area is so linear, it's hard to find good parking. But a lot of that also is now across the street. You talked about the Lowry project and all the revitalization that's going on there. We're making that more walkable and accessible for people that are coming from the other side of Lowry. And that is CSX has actually put in a pedestrian crossing now on that railway.
So really?
If you go down there and see that little mini arm that goes up and down, people are wondering what in the world that is. That's for that. Hopefully we'll have a sidewalk there, and that arm will be utilized for pedestrian traffic that wants to come across and utilize that front street.
That's awesome. I haven't seen that yet.
So no bridge over Lowry then?
No, I'm not going to speak on that.
No, I pick at Mr. Hercules from time to time, and of course it's just
I'm certain it would be used.
But it's not a viable thing. We just kind of kid about it from time to time.
I don't know what I would think if I drove through there one day and saw that. But.
With the air show coming up, I think it's June 6th through 10th. What's the parks policy? Because I know that's a kind of a problematic every time we have that air show. It's a lot of positive things going on, but I know that's one problematic thing that people are used to using the parks. What's your policy during that time?
Well, we've stopped kind of allowing a lot of the traffic down there just to park and watch the air show.
Okay.
Simply because we're still trying to operate on a lot of those days. Of course, the rec park, Smyrna Lee Victory Recreation Park, is closed during that time, simply for safety. That's not our decision. That comes from a far higher level than us. So you cannot go to Lee Victory Recreation Park and sit there and watch it. That park is closed down during those times of the air show. And then the event center parking lot as well. The same thing. We'll go there for that area. I know there's plenty of areas throughout town. You can those jets fly real fast. So
sure do.
There's no place in Smyrna that you can't go park and watch. But I recommend actually going to the airport and seeing it for yourself, because if you haven't done that, you're not getting the full effect, so to speak.
Well, and the static displays are pretty cool too.
Right.
So the pool, when's it officially open?
Memorial Day weekend. So if you don't know when Memorial Day weekend is, May 27th, that Saturday, we'll be rocking and rolling, as well as the splash pad. The splash pad will actually open in that Tuesday, May 23rd, which is at Gregory Mill Park, kind of down by Walmart, if you're not familiar with that.
Is there a charge for the splash pad?
Splash pad's still free. It's free. We do have staff that works there during the day while it's open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. or I'm sorry, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's free. You can go down there and have at it with your little ones, or big ones for that matter. We have grown adults that go down there and have fun at that park too. But Splashtown will open on Memorial Day weekend on the 27th of May at 10 a.m.
And what park's that at?
Splashtown is right behind the event center. Of course, we call it Splashtown now.
Got it.
Pool.
All right.
I didn't know that terminology.
Splashtown.
That's why you're on today. We're finding stuff out.
Yeah.
You can always tell who's been here a long time and who hasn't. If you're new, you call it Splashtown. If you're not, you just call it the town pool. So
I understand completely.
The pool.
You're listening to Marty Smith. He's the program supervisor for the Smyrna Parks and Recreation, and we're talking about everything parks today with Smyrna and things going on, and we're kind of going through his calendar now. But I want to go back to I've got kayaks, and I know, so I kind of go over. Have y'all got restrictions? So if somebody rents them, because I know some people like to go to some of the other rivers and stuff and things. Do y'all restrict them if it's a weekend use thing? I guess they pretty much.
No, they could take them to Duck River or wherever you're wanting to take it. Buffalo, I think they're free to use that however they see fit. That's awesome. As long as it makes its way back to us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Really is. All right, I think we're coming up on our second break here, so we're going to take our second break, and we'll come back and have our last stint with you. You good with that?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back with you in just a minute.
This is Lisa Halliburton with Bell Jewelers. Oh yes, we need to celebrate our mothers. We have wonderful gifts in all different price ranges. So if you have just a little bit to spend, we have something for you. And if you want something very nice to show your love, we have a beautiful selection. This is Lisa Halliburton inviting you to come join our family at Bell Jewelers, 821 Northwest Broad Street, across from Toots Restaurant.
Learn to make money 5 ways with rental real estate. Double your money with apartments. And get your map to financial freedom. And that map starts with a free workshop. Sign up now at lifestylesunlimited.com. Click on the Join Free Workshop tab and attend online or in person. That's lifestylesunlimited.com. Lifestylesunlimited.com. Again, that's lifestylesunlimited.com. Limited seating, unlimited potential.
This is Dr. David Morris with Magnolia Medical Center. Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands or feet, burning pain, balance problems, and decreased quality of life? Magnolia Medical Center can help.
Magnolia Medical Center in Murfreesboro. Online at magnoliamedicalcenters.com.
Here at Bud's Tire, we make buying Michelin tires simpler. I'm Allison Mitchell with Bud's Tire Pros. We offer a straightforward approach to service, including nationwide warranties with every purchase. Stop in today to see our full lineup of Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. For whatever you drive, Michelin and BF Goodrich have a tire to fit any need. Bud's Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. We're located on East Main Street, exactly 3 miles from the town square, 1 mile past Rutherford Boulevard. Visit us online at budstirepros.tn.com.
We take books on trade, and we offer credit or cash.
David Jacobs with the Happy Book Stack.
We have a great kids selection, and we also offer a sensory board and a train table for your kids to play with while you shop freely.
The Happy Book Stack on Mark Allen Lane behind the Driver's Testing Center.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
And welcome back to the third final segment of the WGNS Roundtable with your host, Rick and Wayne. This morning, our guest, Marty Smith with the town of Smyrna. He's the recreation program supervisor, and I think Rick had brought up kayaking again, and I had to, but after having 2 knees replaced, it's problematic trying to get up and down out of a kayak or a canoe.
It's challenging.
But it's a lot of fun. It's great exercise.
Well, I've got 4, so you're welcome if you ever want to try it again. You're welcome to them. I know a place you can rent them now.
Well, I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of mechanism to get my big butt
just
up
roll
and down.
Out. Just roll out.
It's a warm day. Yeah.
Fall in, roll out. You're good.
Okay. Gosh, y'all are sympathetic.
I'm in the same boat as you are. I'm not a little bit younger, though. That's the problem. But what else we got coming up that you can think of?
Hey, we're in May, so the event season is upon us. I talked a little bit about the Live on the Lawn, of course, coming up, and then June gets here. You got Simply Smyrna, and you touched on the air show. Right around that is Independence Day, and then after that into August, the big one in August is the Depot District Barbecue Festival, of course, which is very well attended down on Front Street. And then September's upon us, and don't forget about Top Gun Night Run. That registration is live and taking entries right now, so that's a big one too. And if you're unfamiliar with that run, it's a 6K in September that goes to the benefit of the Memorial Maintenance Fund.
Right.
Which people say, Memorial Maintenance Fund, why is that a thing? Well, that plane that we are lucky enough to have is not ours. It's on a permanent loan and we have to maintain it. And we actually just painted it not long ago, and that is not a cheap thing to do. So
well, and it's not taxpayer dollars.
It is not.
You're utilizing this fundraiser to do that.
Pay for that, yeah.
Those guys are amazing. I mean,
the ones
that painted it.
You are not kidding.
I mean,
they knew what they were doing.
I know.
They did an awesome job. They were in and out of there. I think they got that done in about a week and a half, 10 days. They came in and said, we'll be done in 10 days. And I think everybody was like,
no, there's no way.
There's no chance.
Really?
It is beautiful.
They knocked it out.
Hey, maybe talk about leagues. Sure. You know, I mean, that we've got so many different athletic opportunities for our youth, and I guess you've included some adult opportunities now too.
Yeah. Well, we're in the middle of our spring seasons for baseball, soccer, adult softball, flag football. All of those are rocking and rolling. We've touched on Lee Victory enough times today, but I'll do it one more time. Smyrna Fast Pitch League. It's girls softball. They play there at that park now. That was often, I played baseball there growing up, but that is the home to our Smyrna Fast Pitch League now. Girls play there. And then, of course, your baseball, our newest park, Cedarstone, as far as ball fields go, is across town on Morton Lane. That's where our younger ages for baseball play, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 and 4 year olds, which is if you're bored on a Friday or Thursday night and don't have anything to do, go watch 3 and 4 year olds play baseball. It's a treat.
Well, soccer too.
Soccer, same way.
We call that the Beehive League because they swarm around the ball.
You know where the ball is. You never see the ball, but you know where it is. You just assume where it is. But that we're rolling on that. And then you touched on adult athletics. We have our softball league that plays down at Volunteer Park on 8th Avenue. Down by the air base is what a lot of people down by the National Guard base. You can always tell people that have been around Smyrna a long time. They say down on the air base down there, the field by the air base. I say, okay, you've been here a while.
The middle and high schools are having some difficulty, or they're having great difficulty finding officials, umpires, referees, and stuff like that.
Sure.
Do the leagues hire these individuals, or are they vetted by the recreation department? How does that work?
Well, both actually. So we do background check those individuals who come through our department for that. But the leagues themselves, you're talking about partnerships again. We have volunteer boards that we're lucky enough to have that run our leagues. Soccer, football, baseball, basketball, the Fast Pitch League. Those are all run by volunteer boards. If people don't know that, people think these people get paid. They don't. That's volunteerism. Those people are out there volunteering their time, often because their kids are looking for a place to play, but they're out there volunteering their time, and they're the ones that hire the officials themselves. But yes, not only is it hard to find officials, it's hard to find board members for those leagues. So if you go to a ballpark and your little boy or girl's playing ball and you think about harping on an official or an umpire, think twice. Because we don't want to run them off.
Or you may be asked to take their place.
Yeah, that's a big thing now. Hey, that's what some departments are doing that.
Maybe that's a sentencing thing. Get with the town judge and sentence you to be an umpire at a Little League game.
If you haven't done it, I feel like everybody should have to do it at some point in their life because it'll teach you something. It'll teach you some humility. For sure, if you haven't done it.
And how mean your neighbors can be from time to time?
It's, that's funny. I referee basketball and flag football and stuff from time to time, and I'll hear people yelling at me, and they know my name. Marty, come on. I'm like, this person knows me and yelling at me like that, and I'll turn around, and sure enough, it's someone I've known my whole life. So, but, I just figure I have it coming. I coach too, and I can be a victim of it at times. So, it goes full circle, though. If you coach their kid or referee their child or whatever it is, it always comes full circle, and it's funny to see that sometimes.
Talk about the different ball fields around the town.
Yeah, so we mentioned Lee Victory, which is we have 4 ball fields there for Smyrna Girls Fast Pitch. We talked about 8th Avenue Volunteer Park, which has 3 full-size field, and then we have kind of a mini field over there. That's where adult softball plays. We talked about Cedarstone, which has 4 full turf. If you haven't been to Cedarstone, that
amazing! What an amazing facility!
We are very, very proud of that, and we get lots of compliments on it. So 4
I
full
have to
turf
say
fields
though that was a piece of rock out there, and what that
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's turf.
That thing, I know. I mean, it's amazing what they did with that park.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
We were so lucky to have that park, and I know our community is thankful for it. So
yeah,
that's a good one. And then Rotary Soccer Park that has 3 new fields just a couple of years ago out front. We call that the Annex. And if you haven't been out there to see those fields, we have a new concession building there also that has a porch out on the front of it. And Mike and I talk about all the time sitting out there and just having an evening out there because it's a nice front porch that looks out on some lush green grass. So it's a really nice area. And that, of course, our soccer league plays at Rotary. We have eight fields there now, and that park is, if you're anywhere near it on a Saturday, you know that they're busy too, because that whole area is just bustling with kids and families.
I tell you what, I just cannot say too much about how proud I am of the mayor and the council and the town manager to get that back entrance out of Lee Victory onto the roundabout. Just because trying to pull out of the park onto Sam Ridley, if you're going anything other than to the right, is problematic.
You are very, very right about that. And I am thankful, too, because my office is right down the street, and now I don't have to get on Sam Ridley to go to that park all the time. And I can tell you, doing that turnout many times a day, it's a scary one. And especially if you got people leaving from an event or ball games, that helps ease that pressure quite a bit. And we're very thankful for that.
As far as the safety aspect, that's one of the better things that has happened in a while.
Absolutely.
Smyrna's going through their budget process now, and I think they're in the final things. Is there something coming down that you're hoping to get this year, as far as expansions or anything, or do you not want to talk about that? Or am I putting you on
I try not to talk about the budget much. As long as my job's still in there, I'm always thankful. But I will say this, and everybody's going to, I'll probably get in trouble when I get back to the office. But
nobody's listening. We're good. Go ahead.
You talked about our town council and our leadership and our town management and our mayor. We're thankful that they invest so much in our park system. I'm going to talk about parks because that's my passion. That's what I do for a living. So, but it is very important to them, and you can tell if you ride through our parks and our greenways and all of those things, how important it is to them and that vested interest that they put into our community. We are a service industry in Parks and Rec, and that is a part of offering quality of life to our citizens, and not only Smyrna. We serve surrounding areas of Smyrna too. I'm going to talk about Smyrna because that's who ultimately pays my salary. But we serve, so many more than just our population, and to see the importance and the, just the emphasis that they put not only into, the town in general, but our park system, and we are just very thankful for that.
Greenway, any new expansion on that anytime in the near future?
Not that I'm aware of. Michael probably listening. He might be one of your few listeners saying, Marty, we got this expansion coming up. I know paving is a big one with the Greenway, and just making sure we're expanding upon what we already have and making sure it's in top order. But I don't think there's any near extensions coming soon. So
before we leave, can I do Councilman Short's request again that the Smyrna High School class of 73 planning their 50th class reunion, and it's going to be held on September the 16th at the Smyrna Assembly Hall, which is on Front Street, at 6 p.m. that evening. And you can call Councilman Short at 615-584-4167 for more information.
Good deal. And I guess we'll recap what we just talked about, what's coming up in the next few weeks in the month of May, because y'all have really got a lot going on. And the farmers market's opening on the 20th.
Yes, sir.
And 7 to 12, if I'm correct. And the music night, Music on the Lawn, is the 19th.
Yep.
And that's going to be at the town center.
Yes, sir.
And that's a free event as well from 6 to 9. Bring your lawn chairs and coolers, and they'll have food trucks there and things like that if you don't want to bring anything. But and what's the band playing again? Do you remember?
The first one is Down River Collective.
Down River Collective.
They're different. Yeah, they play out at, if you go to Arrington, which I know a lot of people in this area go to Arrington, they play out there quite a bit.
Are we talking bluegrass or?
Yeah, a little bit of, they're a string band. They have a lot of that kind of stuff. So we're excited to see them, man. They look great. But yeah, a little bit of bluegrass, a little bit of the country twang stuff going on.
Well,
I'm there.
Well, Marty, thank you for coming in and playing with us today.
I appreciate
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Our best to your mom and dad and your in-laws, and of course your lovely wife. And
yes, sir.
God bless her for
putting
teaching.
Up with me, right?
Well, not only that, but a teacher.
Absolutely.
Just a blessing to the community.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Well, buddy, I hope you enjoyed our show today. Please get out. It's beautiful out this morning. It's really nice, but get out and breathe some fresh air. And,
Amen.
Have a good week, and we'll be back with you again next Tuesday morning. Have a good day. Bye.